Hey everyone, it's Nelson Miller here with PA Creative. Today I have a Divi tutorial that relates to our best-selling product, the Divi Events Calendar. I'm going to show you how to add icons to your event details. So, for example, you may want to add a clock icon to the event start time, or add a person profile to the organizer, or one of those location icons to the location, things like that. We're going to show you how to do that in the Divi Events Calendar module, in the feed module there, and it's really easy. So let's get started. I'll show you how. All right, so let's add some icons and make our events look really awesome. Now, we added some new features to this plugin in version 1.4, and I guess, by the way, if you don't have the Divi Events Calendar, go check that out. We'll link that down below. This is our plugin. This is obviously our #1 bestseller. It's just incredible the feedback we get for this plugin. It has 37 unique settings at this point. There's going to be 50 real soon when 1.5 and 1.6 come out. But anyway, go check out the plugin if you haven't. It works with the Events Calendar, the free plugin that's in the WordPress repository, and then it adds Divi modules so you can display and customize a feed and all that stuff. So anyway, we are going to look at the events feed module, which is this one right here. This is how I've styled it over on our plugin demo site. So we have just tons of demos of all the different layouts and calendars and dynamic categories and archive pages and all of that stuff. But right now we're showing you what we can do here, and it's going to look really great. So I'm going to go ahead and add icons to my details, and it's going to dramatically improve this. So I'm going to enable the visual builder. So over here on our tutorial, there are basically 3 steps. The first 2 steps are turning on and toggle in the plugin, and then the third would be to paste some code. So you may be wondering, well, why not just put this in the plugin? Well, it's kind of a bonus. It goes beyond what the plugin does, and this is, I don't know, I guess if I'd hear enough feedback, we can try to put it in the plugin. But if you don't know this, Divi module development takes a long time, and it's just very hard and difficult and expensive. So, but yeah, this is something we could consider, but I felt like it was something that is not essential, but is more of a bonus. All right, so I'm just going to open up the module details here. So this is the events feed module. I have it right now. I have it set to 2 columns, and you could set this to whatever. It doesn't really matter the column layout for this tutorial. One of the things you'll see there under layout in the design tab is stack event details. So let's turn that on. Okay. So basically each item, like the date and time and price and all that, stacked on their own line by turning this on. Okay. Over then in the content tab, go to elements, and this is another new one. This is on show prepositions and dividers, but let's turn that off. See, it took away like the @ sign and like those pipes and things like that. Okay, so there we go. We're almost done. We have them nice and stacked, and that looks fine, but I really like the look of adding these icons. So let's go over to the tutorial. Again, this is all linked in the video down below if you're watching this on YouTube. So we need to copy this whole thing. I guess it looks a little long, but it's not that scary. So let's just copy that and then go over to the website where you are working, and you can go into the page settings right here, and advanced tab, custom CSS, and if you paste it in there, everything's pre-formatted. I actually have icons already chosen and colors and things like that and spacing, but you can customize this. So right here you can see that I have the color set to my blue color for the icon, and you can see the icon here. We'll talk about that. Just real quick, the tags, the categories. Yeah, the categories it looks like there's a bunch of spacing, but that's just in the visual builder, so ignore that. But these icons are just using the ET modules icon code. So I talk about that a little bit over on the tutorial. That's the icons that come built in with Divi. So you can go check those out, but I have kind of a short screenshot here, but basically I wanted to make it as easy as I could. So I just used the icons that come with Divi. Now, you could totally use Font Awesome if you wanted to, and I have a couple directions there on how to use that instead. Like if you like their icons better, whatever, it doesn't matter. The main point here is, or probably the main feature or whatever you want to call it with this tutorial, is that I've already targeted everything. So like here you can see the class event time is this, the event time here. And we're basically adding a margin to the left of it of 30 pixels, and you can change that. And then we're adding a icon in a pseudo class. So it's event time, before, and then the font family, and then the icon code, position, the color, and how far to the left, the position. So that's what we're doing. So it's kind of like a set of snippets for each icon, right? For each line. So, we have event time and then event date. Let's see, the venue, location, organizer, price, categories, the URL. So we kind of have it all covered. And again, you can change the colors. You could even change the size. You could put in, font size 16 pixels or whatever, something like that. But if you want to use the Elegant Themes icon code, you can go over to their website. I have that linked. You would have to go down here and find them. So right here they are. So a couple that we may have used on ours, like the one that looks like a tag, or maybe I used that one, I forget. But just go through here and you'll see the little codes right underneath them all. Yeah, right here. Like I know I used this one. So it has like a crazy long code. You see that? But you actually only need the last 4 characters. In this case, it would be E081. And I actually talk about that on the blog. And let me show you. So the venue, see how we have it in there, content, and then E081. So if you want to change them, there you go. If not, if you want to use this out of the box and just change the color, all you have to do is turn on those toggles and paste in the code. So let's go ahead and exit the builder here. All right, and there you go. So there's our icons. And you'll notice like certain events, I don't have certain information in for some of them. This one here on the right doesn't have a URL, or, whatever it is, in fact, I don't think I have a location of a venue on this music festival one. So whatever, it doesn't matter. The ones, they won't show up unless, the data is there. So you would add the data in the events calendar, and then it will display here in our modules. By the way, you may have seen me put the code in the page settings here. And I just want to point out that you don't need to leave it there. In fact, I usually just do this in my tutorials so you can see it live here on the page. But if you wanted this to affect your whole site, you would just copy that. And then, well, you could remove it and then go back here to your dashboard, go under Divi theme options, and then just paste it at the bottom of any code that you have in here in the custom CSS. And then that will affect your whole site. Now, I'm not actually doing that because I don't want it to affect my entire demo site here. So it would affect some of my other demos, and I just don't want that. So instead, I added a menu item here where you can view this, and I'll link that in the tutorial. And we are going to add this tutorial. We're going to link that tutorial in our documentation. We have full documentation for our plugins, but here, bonus customization resources is where you'll be able to find this tutorial, and on our blog. But just in case you ever are wondering, or if you're looking here at our docs, which we highly recommend because we have docs on everything you need to know about using our plugin. All right, so there you go. That's how you add icons to the Divi Events Calendar, to the event details, and I think it adds a nice touch. It's just, that's not really something that, I don't know, it's not something we were going to add as a feature because, it has a lot involved in making the module, but it's just so easy to do here with CSS, and not everyone's going to use it. But hey, we're open to feedback. As you know, we have released version 1.4, and again, 14 new features. I think the previous one had like 10 features. So we're listening. We like to take feedback. So let us know what you want to see next. If you want to see more tutorials with this module, with other plugins, whatever it is, let us know and we'll be happy to take a look. All right, we'll see you in the next video.